Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank. My name is John Green, manager of the AFC Wimbledon Wimbly Womblys. Today, taking on Bristol City in the championship, the second tier of English football. Guys, it's been a while. I know. I'm sorry. Bristol City's purple kits, by the way, leave a lot to be desired. Wait till you see the shorts. Wait for the shorts. Wait for... Dang it, they didn't show us the shorts. They'll show it in time. As you can see, we're 8th in the league table. Bristol City in 14th. This is a game we should win, but we've been losing a lot of games we should win. Just like the real AFC Wimbledon. Oh, look at those shorts. My God, it's just hideous. Our shorts, on the other hand, look fantastic. They've got DFTBA on the back of them. I know it's been a while. Meredith and I have both been busy. Meredith has been getting everything ready for Crash Course Navigating Digital Information, which is not the sexiest Crash Course name, but it's a really fascinating Crash Course. My hand has fallen inside of my jacket. There's a crisis. The laws of physics have been repulsed. Also, we're prepping for Crash Course European History, which will be exciting. People often complain that we're either too Eurocentric or not Eurocentric enough on Crash Course History. Well, we're about to make some of those people angry, and the rest of them will probably still be angry. So yeah, a lot of work going on. And also I've been working, I don't remember on what really. What have I been doing? Oh, prepping for Life's Library mostly. If you're not familiar with Life's Library, it's a cool thing. Rosianna and I are going to do a book club, but a different kind of book club using a Discord channel. I've forgotten completely how to play FIFA, by the way. So let's see if I just remember the basics of the passing mechanics, and we'll go from there. Maybe I needed to forget how to play FIFA in order to get good at this game again. And by good at this game again, I mean good at this game for the very first time. No, I'm still bad. So Rosianna and I are starting a book club where every 6 weeks a bunch of people are going to read a book together, and then we'll discuss that book. We'll have Q&As with the authors, lots of cool stuff. You can find out more by going to lifeslibrarybookclub.com, which currently just redirects to the DFTBA order page, but will eventually be its own website and everything. Anyway, I'm excited about that, but it has been a lot of work, and I don't know, there's just a lot going on, a lot of work-life balance going on. I just started to have to think differently. I'm starting to think a little differently about my relationship with the social internet in general. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the social internet is a bit of a... What's the word I'm looking for that isn't a curse word? Dumpster fire. And it concerns me, and I don't know what to do about it. Just like I don't know what to do about Bristol City's hideous kits. That's a good ball. That's a good ball. Oh, did it go in the net? It did. Meredith, I scored a goal. It was Frankenstein. He did the mash. He did the monster mash. Oh, it's phenomenal. He's a doctor, not a monster. Look at him at the back corner. Oh, I mean, maybe I am good at this game. Maybe I just needed Frankenstein to catch fire. It's exciting. He's not on the real AFC Wimbledon Wimbly Womblys anymore, which is a shame because the real AFC Wimbledon, not a good situation. So I am going to solve a problem. I know that we're far into the video and I haven't solved the problem yet, but the problem is from Chelsea, who has a problem that is it's a pretty common problem, I think, among married couples. And the problem is as follows. I'm going to pause to read it. My problem is that my husband and I live on the other side of the country from our family members. They expect us to come to visit every year, and they think we're financially well off enough to afford that travel twice a year. We don't know how to tell them that we can't keep visiting every year without offending people. I think there's two problems here, Chelsea. There's the money problem, which is real, and I don't want to minimize it. And then there's the your family wants to see you more than you want to see them problem. Which the money problem is I think the money problem isn't the only problem, is my guess. I'm not totally sure. But there's the, you don't want to hang out with your parents and your husband's parents or your... Did you say husband or just spouse? I'm sorry. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I was trying to score. Yeah, you did. Yeah. So you did say husband. So there's that problem. Oh, my God. I've scored a second goal. I mean, Meredith, did you change the skill level? What's going on? What's happening? And we're doing... Oh, yes. Sure. Let's do that one. Absolutely. Andy Bartram's excited. He's getting in on it. John Green and John Green are hugging each other because they're married and they're in love. And Wimbledon are winning 2-0. And I am good at this game again. The weird thing about FIFA 18 is that once you start scoring, it's easy to keep scoring. But starting to score is almost impossible. Anyway, first, I think you can say, look, if you say to your family members, we don't have the money to visit you twice a year, and we're sorry, and they don't get that, then there's a larger problem. Now they may say like, oh, but you went on this vacation or you went on that vacation and you could afford to go on that vacation. And if they say that, then you, in my opinion, should be able to say, yeah, no, because I need to go on vacations to stay sane. And I love hanging out with you guys, but hanging out with you guys is not a vacation for me and my husband, which is true for a lot of families. Now, like I am extremely close with my family, and I love seeing them, and I love spending time with my parents. I love spending time with Sarah's parents, and even though we love hanging out together and we hang out a lot, I still wouldn't say that it's not the same as vacation time with just your spouse. You know, like vacation time with I almost just scored a third goal. Vacation time with just your spouse or just your spouse and your kids is like it's just a different vibe than vacation time with family. You know, like you just in a good, like when things are good. I don't want to generalize. For me, when things are good, it's like when I'm hanging out with my spouse, it's like I'm not hanging out with anyone. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm spending time with someone. It's like the equivalent in terms of my emotional energy. Oh God. Oh, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare, and it's well defended. It's calmly well defended, and then passing out of the back, just like Wimbly Womblys do, and that's good. And then we're just gonna have some patient buildup. No, the patient buildup didn't work. Stupid patient buildup. So it doesn't like exhaust me to be with Sarah because, you know, it's just doesn't feel social. I don't know how else to explain it. Whereas like hanging out with family members, partly because you just hang out with a lot of people, does feel social in a way that, like, you know, hanging out with one person you're really close to doesn't. So I think if your family doesn't get that, then like it's an uncomfortable series of conversations where you have to be like, no, I need both kinds of times. I need time with you guys. Why are they suggesting a substitution already? Oh, I guess I didn't do a good job of preparing the squad, so everybody's tired. If they don't get that, then you have to have like a boundaries conversation, which is super uncomfortable, but you have to do it, because if you don't do it, it's never gonna get normal again, right? So you got to have this conversation where you're like, in my experience anyway, you got to have a conversation where you're like, we want to see you. We love hanging out with you. It's very important to us. It's very important to us to talk to you, but it's also important to see each other in real life, and we understand that. But we've got these financial constraints, and also, you know, hanging out X number of times per year is all that we can handle, both financially and otherwise. And please get that, and please be cool with it, and please don't get mad at us. And then they probably maybe will get a little mad, and then you'll have a tough conversation. But like having that conversation, in my experience anyway, is so much better than not having it. Like, even if it ends up with the boundaries in places where you wouldn't want them and where they make you kind of sad, I think it's still better to have the conversation. Now, I don't know. I'm not an expert in this stuff. I think family stuff's really hard. It's harder than it, for me anyway, it's harder than all the other relational stuff, because these are the people that like brought you into the world, and they had to sacrifice a lot to do that. And I didn't fully understand that until I had kids. Like, I don't think I understood like the scope of the sacrifice until I had children myself. And since then, I've had a lot more. It's been a lot easier for me to understand when my parents, you know, like want to, like I get my. I don't know if my parents would say that I get them more, but I feel like I get them more. I don't know. It is a difficult thing though. It is by the way, I'm making 3 substitutions at once. Try to preserve the squad. I think I'm going to bring in Alfie Egan as a right midfielder. Why? Because I forgot to put a right midfielder on the bench. It's not a complicated reason. Here we go, guys. The Ginger Messi, Oreo Baskets is coming off. Frankenstein's coming off. Oh boy, that is not a good haircut. I'll tell you what. If you cut it short, you got to have the right shape of head. You know what I mean? You got to have the right head for that sort of almost bald look. If you're bald, I think any shape of head works because you don't have the stubble. It's the stubble that I think is the worry. Oh God, that was a terrible pass out of the back. But then I did a good job. It's gummy. It's gummy. It's gummy. Oh, look at him. Look at him. He's marauding. That's a really good pass. I think it's offside. It is. To the extent that it's financial, you should just be able to tell if your family doesn't get that you like have financial goals and that you're trying to save and that you're trying to be good, responsible people when it comes to finances, then that's a whole nother problem that I don't know how to fix. And I know that I'm in the business of solving your problems, but that seems to me a very difficult problem to solve. And that is the case for some families. I know that like some families are just like not very supportive when it comes to, trying to be financially solvent and smart and everything, which is really hard. Not least because the social order and advertisers and everyone else is constantly telling you to spend money, including me. Just like 5 minutes ago when I told you to buy a subscription to Life's Library. So every part of the social order is telling you to spend money all the time. There's no part of that. It was a foul, but it wasn't called. And I'm very grateful because I committed a penalty, but it wasn't called. And I'm delighted about this turn of events. And for once, I'd like to praise the referee for a poor decision that went my way. So I think, as is always the key, I think communication is the key. And then I do think you also have to empathize with one of the challenges in this is always that like empathy is in some ways empathy is hard, period. And it doesn't it's just always difficult. And so, I found it a lot more difficult to empathize with my parents before we had kids, and now I don't know. But then again, I also have really cool parents and I really like them, and I don't mind hanging out with them, and I know that for a lot of people that's not the case, which is a bummer. So I don't know. It's hard. This is a tough one. Speaking of tough ones, it's John. Oh my God. Oh, sweet holy Lord. I mean, can we see a replay? I danced. I shook one way. I shook another. I zigged. I zagged. And it's John Green with a phenomenal finish. Let's see it from behind the goal. Look at this. He has the ball. How? Look at that close control. Can I see one more? It was more the turn than it was the goal itself that I thought was beautiful, although I love the way that just shook the back of the net. As you can see, 68-year-old Mr. Managerinho, absolutely delighted. By the way, I have a mustache right now, and I had to tell everyone in the office, I've had to tell to like, please try to ignore the mustache. But of course you can't. That's the thing about a mustache. It's deeply unignorable. Back to John Green. Oh my God, that was almost a perfect give and go. The double give and go. I think communication's the key. That's what I've always. That's all I can say about it. Try to communicate. Try to communicate lovingly when you can. Try to be as generous as you can. But also, you got to take care of yourself, and you got to take care of your family, and keep your family safe and well. So I wish you luck, and we won the game 3-0. Yay! We're back. Best wishes.